Welcome to the Creator Spotlight here on the Spotlight on Fightful. I am Steven Jensen, joined as always by Jeremy Lambert. Our guest today is the captain of the Bomaye Fight Club. He is the Action Wrestling World Champion, the MLW World Champion, the Suplex Assassin. He's going to be defending his title at MLW SuperFight February 3rd against Satoshi Kojima. Alex Kane, the Suplex Assassin, joins us. How you doing, Alex?
I am good. That was a great introduction. No one ever mentions the Action World title. So,
you're talking to the right man here.
Yes.
You're talking to the right man when it comes to action. Before we jump into that one, thank you for joining us, Alex. Good to talk to you again. Before we jump into the action stuff, let's talk about Satoshi Kojima, MLW SuperFight, taking on a former MLW World Champion. The first and former. Looking to be the first ever two-time MLW champion. I know you're going to prevent that. How you feeling about this matchup? And his bread. How you feeling about that as well?
In my book, Satoshi Kojima is a carbaholico. Everybody gets a nickname. He's a carbaholico. But no, outside of that, this is one of the matches that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. He's on the list of Bomaye. So to be able to cross him off, him being a legend is going to make it that much sweeter. And I'm ready to go in here and do work.
Now you got to watch out for the flying elbow to the penis. This is a famous move that he has done. Are you prepared for this?
I might have to, actually, now that you said it, I might have to buy a cup. Maybe with a cup with a spike on it that I can deploy with a button. So when he comes, boop.
It's like the Bret Hart, Bill Goldberg strategy with the plate for the spear.
Yes.
It's going to be protected. I like it. Well, hey, so speaking of that, Kojima being former MLW champion, first MLW champion, trying to be the first person to ever be a two-time MLW champion as well. The lineage of that title, what's it mean for you to be that champion for Major League Wrestling, Alex? Because even especially in recent years, we had like an 800-day plus reign from Fatu. We had like a 600-day plus reign from Hammerstone. So, when you get that title, people have high expectations, and we've seen a lot of long-term champions. So what's it like being the champion of MLW?
It's pretty dope, man. I think I said when I won the belt, like I was an usher in a new era of MLW, new generation of MLW. And I feel like just kind of the landscape of the company has changed for the better, definitely for the better. It wasn't bad before, but it's different now. And I really, really enjoy it. And then, just being champion and, being able to provide that representation for people that look like me. And then also for, the people that are also in the LGBTQ community, because I'm also part of that community, is really, really dope. Being able to have, all of some of the local Black wrestlers from the surrounding areas right now, really Philly and New York, but hopefully when we do get on the road, more of people like that. That's really been dope. I think that's really added to the presentation of being a world champion. The Bomaye Fight Club, like it feels like a real fight club, and it's become a movement. I remember when I first said Bomaye Fight Club's a movement, like I was kind of just saying it because it felt cool to me, it felt right to me, but over time, leading up to the title reign and with every title defense, every segment, like all of those things, I feel like it's become more and more and more of a movement.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Jeremy, go ahead.
I was going to ask about WTF as they are targeting you, as they actually tried to recruit you on MLW Reload, and you tore the contract up.
Yeah.
They can't beat you, so now they want you to join them. Who are you looking out for in WTF now? You've taken them all out, but there's a guy named Josh Bishop out there.
Yeah, Josh Bishop, that boy is strong. He's strong. He ain't very experienced, but he's strong. So he got that. He has that going for him. He could be a credible threat. Here in the future, we'll see. He gonna fall just like the rest of them that keep coming in. Whoever they bring in, I'm knocking them off. Like I'm like a sniper out here. Bink, 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 headshots all day.
Yeah, there's plenty of challenges for you too over there in MLW. Great roster you got over there. And I just wanted to kind of follow up with the Bomaye Fight Club a little bit because with it being such a movement, I guess, can you dive any more into just like kind of like in your own head, kind of like as the rise was happening, because it was a very organic thing that happened. Like I've been aware of you from the indies for a long time. I've actually seen you live at shows in Atlanta, like Battle Slam and stuff. I've in Action Wrestling. So I've been a fan for quite a while, but it feels like the MLW, like the whole movement with Bomaye, like it was super organic. And just how was that whole rise for you? Like, because it didn't just happen for you in MLW, it happened on the independent scene like simultaneously.
I think it's so I guess two things. So Emilio Sparks had challenged me, I think it was like a year or two ago, to figure out a character. And it was such a, like, if I guess when he first said it or whatever, because like you can wrestle, but like you need that that intangible thing to, you know, make you stand out. And like it was very, very hard to figure out. And you know, having, you know, the Bomaye Fight Club and being the Bomaye Fight Club captain, I really just tapped into being a captain, you know, of a fight team, of a fight club. And so I feel like, though I wouldn't call myself so much of a character. I call myself more of a persona. Because like, I mean, I draw a lot from, you know, Clubber Lang, Deion Sanders, Marshawn Lynch, what's his name, Chad Ochocinco, like guys like that that there are characters, but they're also personas. They're relatable. Like you wanna go wild like they go wild. So that's kind of what I kind of leaned into. And then, you know, just like I also kind of moved away from, you know, the classic, you know, babyface heel thing. Like I'm, as my late friend would always say, she would always say that I'm a great asshole. I'm a great asshole. But like it's relatable enough to where it's not like, oh, okay, like, yeah, this guy, he did some cheating stuff or whatever. Like that's shitty, but you know, like I still think he's cool. So I think that kind of added to the whole, you know, the rise of everything. Like, though I, you know, talk a bunch of trash and people normally hate that, just like the charisma just kind of like just shines through, and there's not much you can do about that. So with, you know, I think the moment that kind of like capped everything off for the Bomaye Fight Club was the cheesesteak slap. I felt like before that, like I felt like it was like rumbling, but I think once that happened and that kind of took off the way it took off, I think that's when we like had them. It's like, okay, this dude's funny. He's a little bit of an asshole, but he's our asshole.
Well, and you're a badass in-ring wrestler, which obviously like ties it all together, because then you can back it up in the ring. And I think MLW and yourself, I think everyone did a great job with like the whole presentation of like your rise and everything. And you know, taken out kind of step by step, like you really rose the ranks of MLW on the way up to the championship. And as far as the Fight Club goes, what do you look for in people that you recruit into the group? Because it's an ever growing group. We see a lot of like changing faces and stuff. We've even seen a friend of the show, Muscle Man Malcolm. We've seen him in your squad before out there. So how do you find people to join up with you?
I try to, I mean, like Malcolm was one of those deals where it was like he's always there doing media. Yeah. And we've kind of became buddies like through TikTok. So I was just like, this would be a really, really dope opportunity for you if you're able to like film any of this stuff. And it would be a dope opportunity for me because you have more followers than I do. So if people see this, people definitely gonna get, there's definitely gonna be some crossover there. But as far as like for people that are on the fight train, like I want as much as I can to be like a beacon representation. So if I can get your face on this television screen or whatever, when we're doing, you know, the Fight TV stuff or the Fusion stuff or the Reload stuff or whatever, you know, show they come up with, like like that's cool to me. Like when people that are in the fight train get, when I see them get like tweeted at by people like, oh snap, oh he's in the fight train, oh she's in the fight train, stuff like that. That's cool to me because that gives them a little bit of a rub. So like as far as like core people, so you got Bougie, you have Thomas, and you have O'Shea. Like O'Shea I've known for forever. It's funny enough. We always say me and O'Shea are so alike. We're basically the same person. Just I have hair up here and he has hair on his face. He's and like I mean it's true. Like we are very much alike in like styles and stuff like that. So I definitely needed like I kind of call him like a mercenary. And then like Bougie is just like he can talk, he's scrappy, and he's coachable. O'Shea's coachable also. But Bougie's really, really coachable. And Bougie was repping the Bomaye Fight Club before he even got the opportunity to have that tryout match with Thomas. And I really, really respected that. So like, to be coachable, to be hardworking, to be hard hitting, to be good at what you do. And, just to have that Bomaye vibe. Like we be out there cutting up and having a good time. You got to be able to follow along with that.
You mentioned being a leader, and when we spoke before Slaughterhouse, and we talked about being a locker room leader, and you said you wanted to foster have a chill environment. So how would you assess how you're doing as a locker room leader? And then there's been some changes in MLW as far as new talent coming in. There's always foreign talent coming in. Minoru Suzuki came in, he's coming back. Matt Riddle is there now. So what is the locker room like? And then how would you assess things as being the locker room leader?
Things are actually very chill. They're actually very chill. There's no as Ricky Champagne likes to put it, there are no dickheads in the locker room. I honestly I could be a little bit more like assertive because if you can't see it on screen, but I am a shy person in real life sometimes. But like if I can kind of break out of that a little bit or whatever and just like, assume not authority, but like what kind of authority. Like I don't want to be a dictator or anything like that. Like I want everybody, it's an even playing field. But if I can kind of break out some of that shyness or whatever and like do more of those like pre-show talks and stuff like that, because most of the time I just be delegating stuff. I'll be delegating stuff to Ricky or whatever. But yo, you do that or whatever. I'm gonna go put my boots on or something. Yeah, I got to do less delegating and more like, okay, this is what we doing.
I had just kind of a random follow-up about the shyness, because I think that's very relatable. I think a lot of us, even like myself, I'm very shy in public. Like you might not know it because I talk to people here, but it's similar to wrestlers. I know. And for you, and this is very this is very random that I remember this, but I've seen you live, as I mentioned, at Battle Slam, and one of those shows was in a mall. And Battle Slam always starts late. Shout out Baron Black. Shows always start late though. And I remember like you were just like walking around the mall in a singlet for probably hours before the show started. Like is that like, for someone that's shy, like, is that just like, you're just so used to it that like, that doesn't even phase you anymore? Because for me, I'd be like, man, like none of these people even know me. And I'm just like this random guy. People don't even know wrestling is happening here. It's on like the back of this mall. So is that something that just kind of breaks you out of your shell? Like just wrestling in general, you're just a different guy, kind of like when you got to be, Alex Kane, the suplex assassin.
Yes. It's like a switch. Like when I put on my gear, it's like a switch. It's like, okay, it's showtime. Like, 'cause that's the first level of like, okay, I'm clocked into being Alex Kane. The complete transformation comes on when I hear that music. But yeah, like that's basically what it is. Like once I put like any part of my gear on, like I'm out of like, me in everyday life, and I'm tapped into who Alex Kane is. Because Alex Kane is basically like everything I've always wanted to be in real life, but like I guess couldn't be. So like now that I have the opportunity to be that, I'm gonna be that.
That's cool. And you also mentioned your theme music. You always have cool theme songs. All your theme songs are cool. Like, can you just kind of talk a little bit about that? Like the people that do your music and kind of your selection, because you're one of the few guys that even on the indie scene, like with your like custom theme music and stuff, which is really cool.
So when I first started wrestling at the WWA 4, we would always have like music issues. Like they would always try to play something from YouTube, and it would always mess up. And the artist that made my song Lacey the Great, he also performed at was it? I think it was the night I won the title or whatever. He performed the song. He came up to me and was like, "Hey, look, I can make you a really dope song." So we made the first song. And I was like, I want that like gold standard Shelton Benjamin feel to it or whatever. That song, the song that he made then has never been heard. It was heard by people at WA4, but I'd never like used it anywhere.
Okay.
Other than that. And then the second song, the Suplex Assassin song, not the Bomaye, but the one that everybody loved the action so much.
Yes.
That song, he was like, yo, I was like, can we kind of redo it or whatever? He was like, yo, let me do this with my own style. He freestyled the whole thing. So that was the song for the longest time, up until I got signed to MLW. And then when the whole like Bomaye Fight Club thing came together, I was still using that song, and I was just like, I want something that says Bomaye, because I want to train these people to chant Bomaye. So we went to the studio. And I actually got to, sit in with him and the producer, and we actually put it all together. And I think we had to do it like once or twice, because the first time the intro was too long, and then we shortened the intro. But like that was a really, really dope process. Actually, on the end of the song, like you can hear my voice, because he's like, I want you to say something on the track, and I was like, but what do I say? But I just said like the mission is submission, but like it was a really, really dope experience. But everybody still loves the Suplex Assassin song more than this song.
It's a great song. It's very, very catchy. Both I like them both though. The second one reminds me a bit of like the Gucci Gang song, like Gucci Gang. It's like Bomaye, Bomaye, Bomaye. You know what I mean? So I like that. It gets stuck in your head, which I think is kind of the point. Is like Bomaye is stuck in your head when you see that song, and people can bounce around to it and stuff. So yeah, I love it.
I want to ask about the length of some of the title matches. The last two have been short, but the match with Fatu, I believe, was the longest MLW World title match in history, and like by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah,
like the other ones were about a little over 20 minutes. Everything. This doubled that. What was it like just going through that match where most of your matches are maybe less than 20 minutes, and again all the MLW title matches are largely less than 20 minutes. This was nearly 50 minutes. Like what was that match going through that match like?
It was rough. Like there's no real way to prepare for anything like that. Because like you have like a bit of your game plan, but like most of the time your game plan is, your game plan is, I guess, like charted out for maybe 20 minutes. That's when you want to trying to get out of there. But to kind of have to go past that normal limit. Honestly, it was probably the most fun match I've ever had in a very long time, and it was a lot of fun for everybody there watching. Like a lot of people were saying it was the best match that they've ever seen in that building from MLW. So like most fun, exciting, all these twists and turns, and being out there with the fucking athlete monster like Jacob Fatu was insane. That man is I don't understand how he's so damn strong. I don't get it. He don't work out. I know he don't work out. But it's that Samoan blood. It ain't no damn joke.
You're just putting on this man on blast for not working out at all.
Yeah, putting Jacob Fatu on blast.
Does nothing? You never seen him in the gym?
I've never seen him in the gym. I mean, I don't think he needs to. Honestly. You know what? I don't want him to. Because if he does start doing that, he's gonna be on a whole other level. He's gonna be God tier. He's already God tier. He's gonna be like Odin tier. It's gonna be fucking insane.
Well, from one guy who doesn't go to the gym to a guy who goes to the gym often, your next big title defense was against Matt Cardona. What was that experience like? Because you were talking about Muscle Man Malcolm having a lot of followers. Matt Cardona's got millions of followers, so a lot of eyes were on him.
Cardona actually got me at 6,000 followers through his asshole ways on Twitter. So I can shake his hand on that one. But no, bro, that was like social media wise, that was the most fun that I've ever had on social media going into any match. Just like the back and forth, the amount of messages that I got from people from here in my home state in Georgia, telling me, "Oh man, this back and forth that y'all got going is awesome. It's amazing." From other people on social media and stuff like that, and that whole feud kind of changed my mind on building up these matches. So like when I wrestled. When we were building the match between me and Holiday, like that, I still wanted that back and forth, but he's lame when it comes to social medias, so I couldn't get that out of him. Yeah, hopefully, I'm definitely not getting that out of Kojima. I know that.
Kojima will if you bait him in with some bread talk, he might
get him.
He might have some replies.
You know what? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna tell him that bread is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's your favorite type of bread, Alex? Do you have? I mean, I know you said it was garbage, but if you had to choose a favorite bread,
oh man, sourdough.
So maybe you can just spam sourdough. You can just put a bunch of sourdough over to just at Kojima with. I mean, everyone who sees this right now, just flood Kojima on social media. Just at what's it? The sleep cozy lariat.
Cozy lariat.
And yeah, just let it be known that Alex Kane is a team sourdough. So
team sourdough.
Man,
Kojima's probably like team white bread or something like that. something processed. Processed.
Phil, do a video, cut the crust off the bread. Kojima is like a bread purist. He's like, you got to have the crust on there. You can't cut the crust off. So just do that. He'll be really mad that like you don't respect the crust on the bread. That's all you got to do.
Were you this is kind of you mentioned Richard Holiday as well briefly there. As far as were you surprised to see him back in MLW? Like
I was surprised to see him back. He's also another person that I've wanted to wrestle since I got into MLW. So it was dope to see him. It's dope to see him back. It was sad to see him make the worst signing decision in the history of the sport, signing with WTF. That was a terrible decision. If he didn't do that, I probably would have been a little bit more excited. But the fact that he did that, it's just kind of like, have you seen their track record?
It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Yeah.
I used to hype this man up. I used to say this man could be a GQ model all the time, every time I saw him. And then he does that. It didn't work out for him, so it's all good.
Yeah, every time they've tried to come up against you, you've just knocked them all down. So
knock them down.
It's not going well. What was it like?
I'm glad Kojima didn't join up with the World Titan Federation. What do we call them? The World Tin in Bed Federation.
What was it like teaming with Matt Riddle and having him back in MLW?
Yeah, so teaming with Riddle was cool. I'm getting better at tag team wrestling because it's a whole different beast from singles competition. But like that was again that was some of the most fun I've ever had in a tag team match setting. Like it felt very, very Memphis. Felt very, very like Memphis wrestling. It was just a lot of fun. Riddle's legit as legit as they come. I can only imagine that at some point he gonna try to challenge for the belt. As long as he don't join WTF, we good. We can duke that out. I'm gonna beat that ass. We can duke that out.
Jensen, if you wanna go fire away with the action wrestling questions, the floor is yours.
Yes, I would love to ask about action wrestling. We're just waiting. I'm waiting on Alex's connection to balance out a little bit here. Can you see Alex okay, Jeremy? I can hear him perfect again.
Yeah, as long as the audio is good, we're fine. He's good.
Okay, we're better now. Okay, cool. So yes, recently you also won another major world championship, the action wrestling world title. The match there, Adam Priest was the champion coming in. Any Style, the longtime champion, Adam Priest. It was a 3-way match. Adam Priest, Cruel, and yourself. And you took advantage in that situation. Cruel hit Scorched Earth on Adam Priest, and you made sure to knock Cruel out of the ring, and you got that pin for yourself. What's it like being the action wrestling world champion? We'll give a shout out here to Matt Griffin and the crew over there. I like their work a lot over there in Tyrone, Georgia.
Dude, it's that when I first started wrestling at Action in like what was it, like 2021? I think 2021, something like that. Yeah, like I like anytime you come into a company, you're like, I want to be the guy. But for all these years later, all this growth and stuff, to actually like achieve it is really awesome. One person that was always pulling for me to at least to have the opportunity was Shug Dunkerton. Great friend, great mentor. But like he was always like in my ear, like, yo, you gonna be the guy. We're gonna make sure you the guy. We're gonna run the table out here. So it's awesome to be a double world champion. Just out here making history and stuff like that. It's fire. So yeah, it's a cool feeling.
Do you have your next your first challenger technically? Has that lined up for you right now?
So I have 2 challengers coming up. Thursday, I will wrestle Damian Tangra at Brawl at the Hall 2. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'm not even stunting him. I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm gonna whoop his ass for damn near 5 years at this point. We wrestled a lot. But Friday night at Noonan Nightmare Action Wrestling. I think it's like Noonan Middle School or something like that. It's one of the middle schools out there. Who cares? No, I'm wrestling Cody Fluffman. He's a newcomer, a very charismatic newcomer, which I like because if you ain't got no charisma, I'm gonna eat you alive. But yeah, he's very charismatic. He's very fun for the people to watch. He won a scramble match to earn the opportunity to go one-on-one with me. And he thinks that he's ready for this spotlight, this main event spotlight, but I'm about to show him real quickly that this ain't for play.
Well, I got to touch on one guy you mentioned a second ago, Damian Tangra. So
yes.
I'm familiar with Suplex Science. I know some of the history there. Can you speak any more to him? Because I know you're just kind of saying like, I'm not even worried about him, but he's a guy on the Southeast scene, especially in like Cena City Invitational, like specifically and stuff. Like I feel like I remember you guys coming through sub raps as well out of Nashville and stuff. Like, I feel like he's really slept on, but he's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, outside of him being a challenger, because once I'm done whooping his ass or whatever, we can kind of be cool again. But for real, like he is extremely talented. He's always been really, really talented. And like, I mean, honestly, I think I started in 2018. He was there like 2016. So he kind of came up in like the Theory, Sean Dean, Danny J class. Like I thought he was gonna make it way before I did. I thought he was gonna like rise to some kind of prominence. And like you said, he's really good. I've always thought he's really, really good. I think the thing for him is I think he's still finding that character. I think once he finds that, and then he can match that with the wrestling, he's gonna take off. But I think there's like the character charisma aspect. I think that's what he's not missing the charisma because I know he's charismatic, but he's still trying to find that way to, bring that out.
And what about sharing the ring with Adam Priest too? When you guys had a singles match, you went to a no contest, and then the triple threat. That's when you win the title. But working with Adam Priest, how's that?
Man, Adam. But first of all, I think he said he's like 27, 26, 27. I don't believe it. The man, I swear to God, he like 35, dog.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he's 35. And the entire time that I've known this man, I'm always like, dog, you are not this young. I don't know what's going on here, but you are not this young. No, dude, he's so good. He's so fucking good. Somebody somewhere needs to give him a damn chance. He's like, he can talk, he can wrestle, and he can fucking like entertain. Like he's one of those that's like the total package. And somebody needs to like pick him up.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Any style Adam Priest, shout out to him. One of the best technical in-ring wrestlers I think out there. I think he'd fit in anywhere. The other guy,
definitely.
The other guy in that match, of course, Cruel, the current IWTV champion. I remember him like as Logan Creed. I remember being always impressed as like this guy's doing like tope suicidas and stuff. Like what in the world? Like, this guy's. I just feel like that. And I remember him doing some stuff in MLW as Mads Kruger as well, and me feeling like, man, there's like so much more this guy can give. Like, do people see this guy? Like, look at this guy. Now I feel like he's starting to really get that recognition as the IWTV champion. What's it like seeing?
I wish they would have let him be Cruel in MLW, man. I feel like that would have been like a game changer. Like Mads Kruger was what Mads Kruger was, but like for what Cruel is doing right now is like, man, it is money.
I agree. I agree so much with that because when he was Mads Kruger in MLW, I would complain about it on the Weekender podcast that I do for Fightful Select. I'm always covering the indies over there, and I would always say, I'd be like, they're making him into this like Frankenstein character where he's like slow moving and methodical. And I get that to a degree, but like I've seen him work on the indies. Like I know this guy can like really go, and he's huge. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. He's another one of those guys where like when the right people see him, I feel like he's just going to be so massive one day in wrestling. And I feel like all of us are going to be sitting here. They're going to be pointing and saying, we've been saying this for years. I don't know how anyone didn't see this before. So yeah.
Like somebody like we were talking about this a few weeks ago, but it's like somebody just needs to sign him and just let him just come in and fuck shit up. That's it. Fuck shit up. That's all. It's just come in and fuck shit up. Maybe one day build to a match with some other like behemoth of a man or woman. It don't fucking matter. I know he'll whoop anybody's ass. But that's what it needs to be. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, if he popped up on like ROH or some shit like that, or AEW or even WWE, and it was just like, and they let him have the music that he has, and you just hear that shit go off in the fucking arena, and then he appears.
Yeah, I love it.
Printing
money. I agree. Well, and speaking of action, I also wanted to mention the guy, kind of the guy behind the scenes, Matt Griffin. What's it like doing all this work with Matt?
Matt, I mean, even though he didn't want me to, get to this stage because I'm with the good hand,
right? Of course,
whole stuff. Outside of his whole behavior, Matt has been, Matt's been actually one of my best mentors. He like I guess like in personal life, he kind of keeps my head on straight sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be wanting to go off on people. I'll be wanting to rip people's heads off, but he'd be like, "Nah, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't say that. Maybe don't tweet that. Maybe don't set that on Facebook. Stuff like that. Because I can be a hothead sometimes. Nah, man, he's so he really likes like talent that's like coachable and that will listen, because like he does like the Action Next Up, so he does a show before the show itself for all the people that come and help set up the ring and stuff, and like there's been like a few like A4 kids, but there's also been like Cody Fluffman was one of those guys that shined on there, and like he doesn't have to do that, like, but like he does, and like it's a good way for him to scout talent, and give people opportunities. And that's really, really commendable, because most bookers are just going to be like, send your stuff in, show up to help out, but like there's no opportunity there. So the fact that, you're coming to help set up the ring, but there's also something, here for you. And then once I give you this opportunity, you just got to seize it or whatever. You got to, show me why you belong on the show. He's a really, really dope human being.
I love hearing that. And it seems like that seems to be like a theme kind of in a lot of these Southeast kind of like brother and sister promotions, as far as like you hear about that in action, but you would also hear about that at SCI with like Scott Hensley and those guys, like Dylan Hales, or like over in Sup Raps when it was like Kevin Koo and those guys. And it was just always seemed like a lot of the people that were getting on the shows were people that were just showing up and like willing to help. And then the next thing you know, it's like, we got a battle royal, there's going to be 20 people in it. You want to jump in? And it's like, yeah, I'm down. And then like the next thing you know, I remember Joshua Bishop. We mentioned him just a moment ago. Joshua Bishop got on his first Sup show because it was a Halloween battle royal. He showed up with like some of the AIW guys. Showed up. They said, "Hey, we need somebody." He painted whiskers on his face, wrote the word "Slutty Cat" on his chest, and went out there as Slutty Cat. Next thing you know, he's getting booked over and over and over again. And look where he's at now. And it's just like, you just needed an opportunity to get in front of people. Speaking of someone else who needs to get in front of people, you mentioned the good hand.
Yeah.
Kevin Ryan might be the most slept on guy like out there.
Honestly, I've been telling Kevin all the time, bro, I just need you to get like just a little jack. Not fully jack, not crazy, just a little jack. I feel like that's, we could do some promo work with him or whatever, but like if he could just get a little jack or whatever, I feel like he would just take the fuck off. Like, there was a period in time before, I really started, wrestling on shows where he was literally everywhere, all over Georgia, doing everything. Like the shit was insane. But no, he's so fucking talented. He's so brave. Also a little brain dead, a little stupid sometimes with some of the stuff that he's doing. I be looking at him, especially when the match guy be like, "Dog, what are you doing? Huh? What? No, yeah, don't do that. But no, man, he's super, super talented. I think once he like finally like gets everything together, because I think he's only like 24.
Yeah.
So he has nothing but time. I think once he puts everything together, he'll definitely be on somebody's television show.
You guys got a lot of good talent there with the good hand. Like that group, I think, helped out a lot of you guys. And it worked really, really well. And I know I want to get your thoughts on these guys too, because they're also, like, I guess you could call them friends of the show. Actually, the person who's probably been on this show the most as a guest is John Mosley, aka Mose. When he is
is the fucking GOAT, dog. Like, he is so fucking good on commentary. It's crazy. He's definitely him and Dylan Hales are definitely two of the people that like I love when they call my matches. I'll always go to them afterward and be like, "Yo, what you think? Any pointers, anything I can do better, like stuff like that." Like, he's so knowledgeable, and then he's just just an overall good dude. Like, I think when I first would like see him, like, and before I met him, I'd see him on social media or I see him on the shows, like I was a little like, I won't say scared, but like a little, for some reason, a little intimidated for some reason. A little
well, it's probably because of who he rolls with. It's like Brett Eisen and like the psychopaths with KOBK. So it's like you're riding the streets with Hardway Heater and Sean Campbell and these guys and Brett Eisen. Like, I'd be a little bit skeptical too. But Moses is such a good dude. As I mentioned, he's probably been on our show like 6 times throughout the last couple of years we've been doing it. And I love seeing his progression as a commentator. He's all over the place now. And you mentioned Dylan Hales, the other commentator, of course, at Action. But can you speak to him not only as a commentator, but as like a behind the scenes guy too?
Man, so I got discovered at this promotion called Pro South in Alabama by Scott Hensley. This all ties in. So Scott Hensley sees me, and he puts me on. He gives me opportunity to be in the Future Showcase for SCI, because it was coming off of COVID. They didn't want to do a tournament, like a full SCI Invitational tournament. They did the Future Showcase.
This was the one in Chattanooga, TW.
Chattanooga,
right?
yeah. I wrestled Nolan Edwards and what is the other kid's name? Can't remember it right now.
I'll look it up. I remember that
Yeah.
show. Yeah, for sure.
Triple threat match. And I think it's maybe the first time that Dylan had seen me. And it was that triple threat match was actually his favorite triple threat match of the night. Because like I think they gave us like 12 minutes and we ended up doing like 6 or 7. Like it was fast paced, but it was still very well paced. It was just very, very high energy. And he I guess he got on the Kane train at that point because he was like, I remember he put a tweet out saying like, if Alex Kane could be that next guy up if he wants it. And like once he kind of said that or whatever, like, you know, things started to really pick up for me. You know, that led to, you know, working with Paradigm, doing the Dan Severance seminar, you know, getting an opportunity from being a standout of that seminar. And like from that point on, it just kind of took off for me.
The other person that's in that triple threat with you and Nolan was Jack Griffin, who I haven't seen in a while. So
I have not seen him in a long. I saw he was doing like some deathmatch stuff, but other than that,
he was with IWA.
No. I think he stopped wrestling. He started doing like he started catching like child predators and shit like that. Yeah. So
he started like going in like
Chris Hansen
down.
Chris Hansen.
Okay. I was like, wait a second. Well, what? Okay. No. So okay, that's so he's like out there being like a vigilante. That's cool.
Yeah. No, that'd be wild. No, but that's the last thing I heard.
Okay, gotcha. Well, no, I'm a big fan of everything going on in that whole TWE scene too. Like out of that building, they're doing like the TWE shows, they're doing SCI shows, they're doing ICW NHB shows out of there now too. Can you speak at all to Jaden Newman? Because he's like the kind of the man there, and like I feel like he's been on the brink of breaking out for a while now.
I love Jaden so much. I wish he'd answer more of my messages. But you know, no. Other than that, Jaden's so good. He's been good. He's been so good for such a long time. And again, he's also another one that's been wrestling for a long time, but he's still pretty young. I think he's like 24, 25,
something like that. He started wrestling at like 15 or whatever. Yeah.
So like he's been around for a long time or whatever, and he's really starting to come into his own. Amazing fucking technical wrestler. Like definitely a slept on technical wrestler. And he's a good promo too. He's another one of those guys that checks all the boxes or whatever. He's getting more jacked and stuff like that. He checks all these boxes. Just somebody, the right person needs to see him at the right time. Like what the kind of look and presentation that he's got going on now, I really dig it.
Jeremy, I'll let you get some questions in. I know.
Oh, we gotta wrap here soon, but I have to ask about this this other group that you were a part of, Apollo 56.
Oh yeah,
Star, Calvin Tankman, Lance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. What's it like leading them in New Japan?
It's been a trip. It's been a definite trip. It's been so long since we've all been together. But you know, we're just a dominant force.
I mean, you beat AJ Styles in the Bullet Club reunion match.
I beat AJ Styles before I even started wrestling. That's crazy.
Jensen, if you are not picking up on this, someone edited Alex's Wikipedia page, and this was an entry in his Wikipedia page.
Oh my, yeah, I was very lost. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so I went on my Wikipedia page and I see this. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Who did this? I screenshot it and then I deleted it because I'm just like, you know, in hindsight, I should have just left it, but I deleted it because I'm like, this isn't true. This isn't true. None of this happened. But I screenshotted it or whatever. And my wife, I asked my wife, should I post this? She's like, no, you shouldn't. Whatever. People are gonna think that you did it yourself. I'm like, no. What? Why?
No one would think that, especially the way it was written. No offense to this person.
Yeah, no. So that was fun. That was fun to post.
So we have no idea who did that. Someone just went on your Wikipedia and just decided to make up this lore.
Yeah, I need. You know what? If people watching this, go make up some more lore. Nothing stupid, nothing crazy, but like do some more funny stuff.
I'm just picturing like Cole Radrick with like a box of wine next to him, like because I'm calling out Cole Radrick because he actually watches our show, so Cole might actually see me say that about him. But yeah. What about what you got anything you want to say about some of these newer guys that are popping up in MLW? Like I for instance, on this last not on Reload, but on geez, I'm getting them all mixed up. Kings of Coliseum. On the opener, they had the 6-person match.
Yeah,
with like a lot of the GCW talent. Mm-hmm. What's it like seeing? I mean, because right there, I see like the buzz that someone like you like Wasted Youth. You got like Marcus Mathers and Dylan McKay, and you got of course Alec Price all coming in kind of together. Do you see that immediately as like? We got 3 new like players here. Like I think like if pushed right to someone like Alec Price with his history already with the IWTV title and everything, I feel like he can become a major player in MLW like immediately.
Yeah, I think I really to see how quickly all of them got onto what do we call them now? PLEs.
Yeah.
To see how quickly like all of them kind of rose up, and rose up to being on that PLE. Like it took me a minute to get to being on like a show, like a big show. So for them to be there that quickly says something. I mean, I've watched a lot of their work throughout the independents. I'm a big fan of Griffin McCoy, him and Top Guy Time, even though he thinks that he gonna put me on Top Guy Time. That's a whole other thing. I'm gonna whoop that ass when time comes. But no, man, definitely any one of them could be major players. They're all, I think pretty much all of them are in some kind of, story within the show. So like, if they've gotten there that quickly, that means that, the office has something in store. The league has something in store for them. Yeah, they're going to be major players.
And I can see a lot going on with Griffin McCoy right now, especially in JCW. They've been building him and Jordan Oliver for the JCW title for like the last year now with their history with Young, Dumb, and Broke and stuff. And like, I think Griffin is right there ready to break out. I mentioned Cole Radrick. Got anything you'd like to say about Cole?
I fucking love Cole Radrick. I had a really dope match with him at SUP. And in that match, I learned a whole lot about myself. He is... I always say that he's a superstar. He's just like, I'm just a guy, and I'm just like, no, dog, you're a fucking star. He's so fucking good. He's so charismatic. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's really out here living a dream with GCW. He's been to all these different countries and stuff like that. He's fucking on it. He's fucking on it. I want to wrestle him again.
Would you want to do like work with GCW?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Whenever I'm done here with MLW, yeah, definitely.
Alex, we ask everybody this. I don't know if you're actually in your room or if you're at the MLW offices, but the coolest thing in your room, if you have something nearby.
I have these Power Ranger helmets over here.
Let's go.
They're not the real ones. They're the ones from like Amazon, but like I bought them. One of them I bought when me and Damian Tanger were a tag team and we came out with the Power Ranger helmets for Suplex Science. And the other one I bought because I was gonna wear it for a match, but then Damian came up with the fucking Star Lord mask. I was like, you know what? This is really high quality. This is not. I'm not gonna do that to myself.
Well, I know the helmets you're talking about. They're badass helmets. Don't sell yourself short. I have almost made those purchases many times. I have like a mini version of that in I got a little Power Rangers collection myself in here. So I very much respect that. And I remember the Power Rangers entrances and stuff. Damien kind of made that a thing for a while there where he was like, I'm a big fan. Did you ever see Wrestle Ranger out on the indies? There's a guy who dresses up like the Green Ranger and the White Ranger and goes out there but I haven't seen him in a while. But if people ever want to check it out, if you're a Power Rangers fan, there's a dude out on the indies called Wrestle Ranger, and he's out there living it. Yeah, check it out. Anyway, that's I can't go anywhere from there, Jeremy. I don't know if you have any follow-ups, but
no, Alex, we appreciate joining us here tonight. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me on TikTok at Alex_Kane11, Twitter because I'm funny, same handle. Instagram. I'm also funny. Actually, I've been doing like a lot of promotion stuff, and I'll put like Soulja Boy tracks to the promotion stuff. So that's always fun. YouTube, Alex Kane. And then, buy my merchandise, MLWshop.com, brainbustertees.com, foryouwear.com. All of those places, go get you some Alex Kane merchandise. Watch SuperFight 4, I believe. Me, Satoshi Kojima. I'm about to whoop that ass. I'm about to make that Carboholic hoe tap out, or maybe gonna pass on. I don't really know. We're gonna see what happens, but it's gonna be a good time. That's on Bomaye.
It is MLW SuperFight. It is February 3rd. It's available on Triller TV, presented by Fight. That is the official name of it, I believe. 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Everyone can head over to MLW.com, check out, learn more. Main event, MLW World Heavyweight title, Alex Kane taking on Satoshi Kojima. Alex, thank you again so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Guys, we'll be right back here on the Spotlight.